parents. This is an overview of what I talked about at the meeting on August 13th, and we're going to go through several sections. The first section that we're going to go over is the Church Center app. That is how the best way to get notifications about theme nights, if there's a cancellation due to weather, also to be able to access the Awana calendar, when we start having meals again, the menu, those types of things. Church Center is a free app, and when you download it, this is the first thing that'll pop up when you open it. You can either use your cell phone number or an email. If you can try and use the one that you set up when you registered your child for Awana, then it will kind of merge what we have in the system with the app. And then after you do that, it will send a code to verify that it's you. You enter that code in, and then you will find the church. And it will also ask if you want to allow notifications. Make sure you click allow. That will give you a pop-up notification when I send something out. Once you find Bible Baptist Church and add that as your church in this app, this is what you will see. And at the bottom, those three little dots, when you tap on that, it goes to the Awana page for our church. And this is where you will find the information. Under the events, we'll have any events we have going on here at Bible Baptist that you can register for. But then below that, it's going to have anything that I want to share with all of you. So right now we have the Awana calendar on there, as well as our theme nights. Once we start having meals again, I will add the menu. I will also try and get the Awana Cubby's Bear Hug calendar on there, as well as the TNT calendar. And so you can scroll through on that Awana page. At the very top, I will put any pertinent notifications. So if we're canceled, if we have something coming up, I'll have that at the top. So this is a great way to be able to reference that information anytime that you would like. And I will also be emailing as far as reminders, and I will email that as well. But the Church Center app is the quickest way to get notifications and information. The other way, let me go over this first. If you have not gotten any emails from me yet, check your junk or spam folder. It comes from Church Center Online, so that we can make sure that you're getting the information. So if once you registered, you should have gotten an email. If you did not get that, then check your junk folder, and if there's still nothing there, let me know. The other way to get information is from our BBC Kids Awana Facebook page. A lot of people aren't on Facebook, so that's why we're putting it in both places. For those that are on Facebook, I will be posting the calendar, the menu, theme nights, all that kind of stuff on the Facebook page, as well as I will post if we're canceled and things like that. So that is the portion of the Church Center app. Feel free to text me or email me with any questions. Now going into helps for you to help your child as they're working through their handbook. Spotify is a free app, and there are a lot of people that uploaded things from the handbooks for free on Spotify that can help your child learn. So if you just put in the search box the name of your child's handbook or Awana, and then you can kind of scroll through all of the options to find what handbook your child is in, and there are songs, verses, things like that that will help your child get through their handbook and learn what's going on. Another thing is YouTube, the same thing. You can look up Awana Sparks or TNT Girl, or TNT is, we have TNT girls and boys, but really it's just TNT is one group. So you can look up Awana TNT, Sparks, or Cubbies, and look at the information. Just make sure that what you're listening to is the same name as your handbook that your child has, because children will be in different books depending on their grade. This is another app that someone told me about that many parents at our church use, and I've heard others use it as well. You can put the verse in that you're trying to learn, and it kind of gives different suggestions of ways to memorize that scripture. So going through the handbook, so Cubbies and TNT, they do one verse a week. Sparks is the only different one where they can do multiple per week, but Cubbies and TNT is one verse a week. This is the Cubbies handbook. Each handbook has a parent page. So this is the Cubbies, and as you get your child's handbook, make sure you read through the parent pages here. It has some extra information and things that you can do to help your child. This is the verse page for Cubbies. 3-year-olds do the bolded portion, and then 4-year-old or our second year kids will do the entire verse. The under the apple tree section is extra. It's like extra credit, extra work if your child wants to do more or you have the time to do more. If they complete them all, they do get a magnet at the end of the year, but it is not required. It is just something extra. And then you're going to sign where it says parent or guardian signature and date it. Only do that if your child is prepared to say the verse, just because that can kind of be an indicator to the leaders where your child is at. So if you've been working on it with your child but they're not quite there and they really can't say it on their own, you can just leave it blank, and that will let our leaders know that they need to kind of work on that a little bit more with your child. And then when they say it for the leader will sign off on it. Underneath that, there's a line for the leader. You can also leave notes to communicate with your child's leader, hey, we've been working on this, it's just a struggle, or they're having difficulties with this part or that part. Feel free to use the handbook as a way of communicating with your child's leader. This is the Sparks handbook. This is just one of them. Again, it starts with the parent page, and their book is a little bit different. There are some activities kind of throughout, but then they do have that verse page. Now, again, the verses for Sparks, they can do more than one a week. However, you don't want it to make it be a competition or where they feel like they're overwhelmed. If they're just doing one verse a week, that's okay. The leaders will work with your child, and if they're able to do more in that evening, they will help them do that. But we don't want them just trying to get through the handbook. We really want the children to absorb what they're learning and have the verse mean something to them as they're hiding it in their heart. So we're not trying to just hurry finish the book. Awana really wants us to make sure that the children are understanding what they're reading and understanding what they're memorizing. So please don't make it a competition or something where they feel really forced, or I'm not sure what the word I'm looking for is, but basically I don't want them to feel like, oh wow, I only said one verse, that's not enough. So the leaders will help make sure that your child's on track to finish their handbook. But again, just take your time and make sure your children are understanding. This Sparks book, only the leader signs. The parent does not sign on the Sparks page, but you can use it as a way of communicating with your child's leaders in any way. If you want to share something with your leader about your child, you can write that on the side of the handbook, and then your child's leader can read that. This is the TNT book that we're doing this year. Again, it starts with the parent page, and then they have like a little comic book strip, and then there's usually things to write and explore beyond just memorizing a verse. And I shared this at the meeting, so I wanted to make sure I say it here too, that especially the older kids, as they are in school and they have a lot of homework and they have a lot to do, if it's at the end of the evening and you're spending some time together, feel free to read this to your child and ask them the question, and then you can write the answer as long as it's coming from them. I understand sometimes at the end of the night the last thing they want to do is write more after they've been doing schoolwork all day, and but this can be a great time for the two of you to connect, is just reading this along with your child, helping them think about an answer and that kind of thing to help them get through their section. It's very important that they just do the section per week and they don't move ahead. The TNT curriculum, especially, the entire night is built around that section that they're working on. If they come to Awana and they get through that and there's still handbook time left, then they have these extra credits that they can do at Awana to kind of fill that time and give them something else to work on and learn when they are at Awana, but really focus on the section that they should be working on and letting them take their time throughout the week to get through that and really learn what that was trying to say. And again, they have the silver extra credit and the gold extra credit. So that is an overview. I hope I covered everything that I covered at the meeting, but basically just take your time with your child on each of them. The cubbies will have a calendar stapled into the front page of their handbook, and I will try and post that as well on the Church Center app and Facebook. And then TNT has a calendar as well, and I will be posting that just so that you can kind of keep along with what section your child is going to be on. And just encourage them to, if they get behind or if they have homework and things like that, your child's leaders will work with your kids. They will still learn something, even if they come without their section prepared. They are still going to get something and they're still going to learn something, and our leaders are prepared to help them. So if you have any questions, please feel free to email me, call me, text me, and we will help you in any way we can. Thank you so much, and I hope your child has